Issa, for those who know him well, know that he was a very fun, loving, full of life kind of guy. He enjoyed what he did, and he enjoyed especially the appreciation that he got.
Monski, aka Nameless, aka David Mathenge, is taking us through history of the Kenyan music industry. It's not just your story, by the way, Nameless, that you're giving here. You're actually explaining to us the Kenyan music industry. And I keep telling people, the industry combined, everybody's individual story is what makes the story of the Kenyan music industry.
Exactly.
And to make matters worse, because you're an OG, you're dropping nuggets galore. Guy, you're jazzing with things. And we've got to continue this story. We left guys at a sweet cliffhanger because we're about to talk about, without a doubt, somebody who will always be remembered in the Kenyan music industry. But I want you to start this story proper, from the beginning of how did you meet Issa?
How we met.
Endelea.
Okay, Issa met, well, I, of course, heard of him first because of his music, right? He just started off, you know, Joe, Nimefika with Big Pin, they just started. So, and they were in the same stable, you get. So, of course, so talk to Lucas, hey, there's this, man, this Kenyan kid, man. It's called Issa, man, he's doing vibes good. I'm like, I like his vibe, you know, stuff like that. Because me and Lucas, as much as he was slightly older than me, there's a way we would talk like, you know, brothers, you know, we could talk on some deep things. So you'd tell me that, you'd be like, there's this guy. So I liked him in terms of just like, he's a cool kid in terms of his music, his vibe, and we're in the same stable, but we never really met. I didn't know what he thought of me also. So one day in Splash, when I was performing, I think I was there for performance, I think. For
what year is this?
Man, I think 2001.
Okay.
2001. Yeah, because we started off like 2000, maybe started 99.
Dude, congratulations. 99. You've been in this industry for 20 years.
20. I'm celebrating 20 years. And that for me is a blessing, you know, because as I said, I started off just like, you know, for fun, and then it just moved into, okay, this can pay my fees, and then move into, okay, this can be my, can pay my rent, because I'm now out of, then I'm like, okay, this can be what I do for a living, you know? And then there's a point I remember thinking, hey, you know, maybe I need to watch this and go into architect something more stable. Then I'm like, dude, you're a musician. This is who you are. Just embrace it and take it. That's your life now. You initially thought you'd be an architect and something, but now this is what, you know. So anyway, so I'm in Splash, and I'm just chilling there, and it's Issa who came to me. He spotted me. I was just chilling. I can't remember. We were just chilling somewhere, and his one who came to me and was like, "Yo, Nameless." Then he was with a pal of his. I'm like, I've been telling him I want to meet you, man. Then me, I'm like, look at him like, Issa, just when his voice, Issa. Now we're both fans of each other, like, hey, we wanted to meet you. So we just met, like, his own work just came to me. And we bonded from there. And for me, like, we hit it off. I was telling someone, you know, the people we just hit it off with, the people who you might meet, and but you don't really hit it off. But him, we hit it off. Just from the way he even approached me, you know, he's so, like, real, like, you are me, and man say, like your music and stuff, I'm so happy to meet you. Then now you just like him. You're just like, man, you're such a good guy. And you're so easy. Because, you know, when you hear him on the song, you see this like, hip-hop. But you're like, So we started now bonding from there. So we started just as friends, okay? And I was more like a bigger brother to him, because I was slightly older than him. And I'd been in the game a bit or longer than him. So it was more like brothers, but slightly older brother. So him and Pin were like the younger.
Big Pin now.
Big Pin, yeah. Him and Big Pin. So it just used to be those ones of, he found that in the stable, it was easier to talk to me about any struggles or any issues, right? He knew the rest, you know, but he was close. He found it was easier to talk to me and all that. And the same with me. So it initially was just pals. You know, we're just friends. When we started doing the Ogopa tours, we'd, you know, go do it, we review it together. He comes, you know, as I told you, he used to be the ones who would start the shows. In the begining when the crowd is still, you know.
And at this time he's performing just Leo.
Yeah. Leo.
And Joe.
Like and Joe. Exactly, Joe, yeah, and Leo. but they were strongly hip hop, so guys would be more listening. But the songs were big. So it was somewhere around 2002 that we started thinking, man, we are friends. We are cool with each other. This industry is, it has its challenges. There's a bit of hate from what guys at that time were hating on Kapuka. And him in particular because he was hip hop. But then he is now commercialized a bit, so he was becoming big.
Yeah.
And now there were guys who were attacking him for just becoming big.
So were guys attacking you as well?
Me not as much, because I was mainly more pop.
Yes.
So guys were attacking him more. So I remember, I was just telling someone that I was remembering we were in this mat, we were going to Tao, and he was telling me, man, Monski, I don't know why. Guys are just engineering me. They're engineering our sound, and then they're engineering me. Like, why? What did we do? We didn't understand beef at that time. I don't know. Me, I'm asking Issa, you know this guy. I'm sure, I can't remember who it was who dissed him. And I'm telling him, you must know this guy. Why would he just diss you? Like, he's like, I have never met him. I don't know why he's dissing me. Like, I'm like, you not Chukwa this chick or something? Z. He's just writing a song dissing me. So it really disturbed him. Yeah. Because he's the kind of guy who's just like loud,
easy,
high, easy. Yeah. So he's like, why? But then now, it got his okay, let's show these guys side. You get? Then I'm like, yeah, let's do some songs that we have. So one day he calls me and tells me, I have the song. What? So he explains to me, our sound here. You see, our sound is to shake up, boom, boom. So let's call our song Boomba. I'm like, for real, bro?
I know.
Yeah. How? Yeah. Boomba train. Boom, 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 boom. Okay. So I'm like, let's talk about it. So it's like, yeah, let's talk about it. It's our sound and what. Then I'm like, okay. We start talking about it, rapping.
But let me ask you, man.
Yeah.
Nameless.
Yeah.
And the only reason why I stop you is because, Yani, what was that transition Issa made?
Yeah.
To go from Leo, ni Reno, it's rap, bana.
Yeah.
This guy's dropping bars after bars after bars. You look at Joe, it's bars after bars after bars. Now the chorus for this thing is boom, boom, ba.
Boom, 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 ba. Aya, boom, boom. I think the aya is me. I brought it there. Aya, boom, boom, ba. Boomba, boomba, Karibia, inakubamba, bibidada, shake it. Let me tell you. You see,
that's
let me tell you, that's what
music.
I'm saying. Yeah, I'm telling you. And that's what now, that's why I say it's called market feedback. Where you feed from a market and see what are they wanting from you. You get? That's what I was saying, like Safaricom, anyone has to get some feedback. So when we used to do the shows, especially Ogopa shows, he would feel like guys are not singing along, responding as much. And me, by that time, I'd already adjusted. You get?
Oh, you had gone from your Majitu?
From Megarider.
Yes, I mean, yes.
Majitu into now Nameless and now more simpler songs. So, and then now, Nina Noki now just made it there.
Boss, it was your influence.
Yeah, so Issa is looking and it's like, ish. So, after the show, we talk about it.
No, actually, I'm being honest. It was your influence because the same way you were looking at Mr. Googs and Julie.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. You see, we would look and you come from a show. Yeah, so he's looking and saying, man, I need to understand, like, so that's when we're talking about just keep it simple and easy for the crowd to sing along. That's what they love. They just love to feel like it's easy, simple, simpler words, simpler melodies. Now that was his strength, is that when it clicked in his head, he's like, I'm going to adjust. He's just not on the, no, me, my music is like this, and you either take it or leave it. It's like,
umesikia hiyo mob kwa industry.
yeah. Me, I'm like, okay, you know, you can do your battle, fight your battle with it is. But he was very fast to adjust and say, okay. That's when he started writing, changing his style. And when he would write and come and even show me, because we share ideas. Let's listen to your idea. Yeah, Kamata, he shows me, I'm preaching another song. I want to work with Lenny on this one. I hear it, I'm like, dude, you're bad. This is nice. You get. Yeah. So, when you call me about Boomba, I heard it. I was a bit confused. I was not sure also at first. But then when he explained it, because that's how he said it was he was a salesman, very optimistic, very excited. Me, I was more cool, like, cool down, young man, cool down, young man. No, man, then I'm like thinking about, then I'm like, actually, you're right, yeah? Let's do this, and then, you know. So if you listen to the songs, you can just tell it's like, I'm kind of like, you know, if you're not with us, go to hell. I have to check it out, this is our thing. Yeah. And even I was just saying in another interview, or I was talking to someone, and I was saying, I was very blessed to have worked with him just before he passed on those songs, especially Boomba, because Boomba, they asked me a very interesting question. They're like, what did his death do to your career? Like, what happened? And there were mixed feelings, but one positive thing he did for me is I felt an obligation to keep that dream that he had. He was very strong in his vision, like at his age. Me, as I told you, I was doing it initially, like, you know, okay, I like music.
He passed on at what age?
21. So he was very, I want to be a musician, I love it. That's what I'm going to be. Whatever the case is, this is me, I'm made for this, you get? Me, I'm studying architecture and music, I'm doing it for, you know. So he had even started like Pirates, you know. So he was like that. He was looking at it like that. Then and I was saying, he was also a very good team player, because when he entered Ogopa, he became just part of Ogopa. He would push the brand Ogopa like it's his. You know, he's like, this is us, Ogopa. He's very proud. He wore it very proudly, you know. He's doing a video, he's like, Lucas, I need t-shirts for Ogopa, you know. He was like, so Lucas really liked him. Because he was very talented, but very understanding also, and he would adjust very quickly and give him ideas like, this is amazing, you know. So his album, which was supposed to be after mine, was brought forward. So
first of all, how was it now then working on the Boomba?
So Boomba, so he showed me the idea.
Did you both enter studio at the same time?
No, so he showed me the idea, and he needed it. I said, okay, it's interesting. I don't know how the simplicity is, but, you know, I get your whatever. Let's start writing some ideas. So we started writing a bit. Then we normally would write like a verse and a bit of a chorus, then take two to present to Baba Lucas. I have to enjoy Lucas, man. Baba Lucas. Can you present to Baba Lucas this Boomba idea? So Lucas hears it, and he also trusted Issa, because he realized Issa was in a zone. And at times, artists are in a zone. So anything you're doing is just right. You've got it. So Lucas had, even he was like, okay. Now the strength of Lucas is when he took it, he now took it to the next level. He's like, now I'm going to emphasize that. Because now, even Lucas is pissed with guys dissing his sound. So he's like, thank you. Let's do this thing. Yani alifunga hiyo sound, unaifunga yani ndio ichape, so that whoever was talking about it. So it was more like join the train. You know that song is called Boomba Train. It's not called Boomba.
Yes.
So it's called Boomba Train. So it's like join the Boomba Train. You know, hauko nasi, hatuko nao, wametupa mbao. Meaning those guys who are talking badly,
don't worry,
they have tupad mbao. Us, this is the thing. So join the train. So
that's nice. You guys responded in music, eh?
Oh, yeah.
You responded by you guys are saying we are Kapuka. Let's show
you.
So
you show Kapuka exactly. So now Boomba, now that became that. So we wrote it, recorded. Of course, Lucas worked on it. So when I was telling Lucas, me, I'm struggling with a hit to come after Nanoki, because you know what was happening now. Kina Nani, what are they called? Gidi Gidi have come and killed everyone. First, everyone has been told, first, hold it. Wait. Yeah. So, Lucas told me, you know, this song you did called Boomba is actually a very serious song. Eh? I'm like, for real? Yeah. I think you guys, this is good for both of you. Yeah? Where Issa is, this is now going to take from that level. If you knew where you are, yeah, with this whatever, this is a good answer to it. Okay? Let's try. I was like, are you sure? He said, I think so. Okay. Yani, I think it's just the right timing. Because I remember it was chucked, I was just tense, like, our guy's going to be like, Sasa is nini, ay, 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 boom, 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 boom. You know, you're also a bit tense. You're like,
it's so good to hear that from you. Because as us guys, as the audience, we're like, these guys are so clever.
I know, right?
These guys are so geniuses.
But you see, yeah, you know,
you're also scared.
You're like, but we see, because Lucas is you see, Lucas would know. You'd be like, this thing has something. You do, but you're like, yeah, it's nice, but you know. So he said, I think it's the right time. So he chucked it. And it like wildfire, because everything was just right, because I just chucked Nanoki, so guys are waiting for now my response. So if I tried to chuck a solo myself, if it did not equal to Nanoki, it would have been a flop.
Yep.
But now we've come as a collabo. And then even Issa, even him is creating a buzz, he's coming. So it was just perfect to do the collabo
and
at
even
that
for
time.
Issa, it worked for him because it properly now gave him his sound.
Buzz. Straight. Now it was those ones of, now this is how I am, this is the kind of vibe I am. I still have my rap, whatever, but I'm giving you something that we can now bounce to together. And it was very clever with how he puts his words. So that one now was fire. Now, you know, we would talk about how we want to come together and then we can do shows together. Like we talked about it, like, can you imagine now we sell ourselves as a package? So when someone calls me, I come with you. When someone calls you, you come with me. We'll have a lot of work. You get? Yani immediately. Can you come with this? Can you come with Nameless? Can you come with like that? Manze, we started, hey, Maras Bien Gong, Maras Bien where? Hey, things were just now like, wow. And at that same time, we recorded. So immediately I was saying, now we did. So I called him. I told him, I have a song. Because we talked about now, let's do songs now, your album, my album.
Yeah.
So I told him I have a song. That's when I called him for Maisha.
Do, 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 do.
Yeah. So I showed him.
Are you ready for this?
Yeah, you know him, he's a rapper, eh? He's like, what's the topic? So it's the same topic. These haters, okay. I'm ready. Unanichukia, nakuchukia pia. So he did it like easily. Me, I just had to get the chorus right. I did my thing, took it to Lucas again. Lucas said, yeah.
So you recorded those two songs
around the same time, yeah. Just around the same time. So now we've chucked Boomba. It's doing
there's something
fire.
I read on your Instagram.
Yeah.
Before you forget about Maisha.
Yeah.
Or was it on your Twitter?
Yeah.
That thing that the guy says, hey yo,
fresh like in
the intro of Maisha. Uko ready? Turn me up on the headphones or something like that.
Yeah. Oh, when I was asking a question.
Yeah.
I'm trying to remember what was there.
The thing.
Was it for Maisha?
Yeah. See, that's the only other song that.
Oh, it was for Boomba. I'm trying to remember which one that was. I can't remember. You know, sometimes anyway, that's social media for you, because I have a team also. So I'm trying to think which one they put out. I'm not sure which tweet you're talking about.
So,
but anyway,
working with Maisha.
So Maisha, we did Maisha. It was there. Okay, so we decided this goes to his album, Boomba, and then Maisha goes to my album, because we're coming out at the same time. Like his will come out, and then after 3 months. So we're like, okay. So after pushing this one, we'll push mine. Anyway, so everything is just working out faster than we even thought. Like, you know, literally, you check the song now, everyone is on our case. Come. I tell you, that whole thing did not take more than 3 months or 4 months. 3 months. Shows. Nakuru.
So first and foremost, you're telling me in that, even just before we get to Nakuru, you're telling me your album, On Fire, was supposed to come out before Nimefika for Issa.
Yeah, it was supposed to. I mean, I'd been there longer, I'd been working on it. So it was just known. These guys have just come, they're going to do it after. But now I was a bit slow on writing. Write this, I take time. So Issa comes, initially Lucas likes him. There's something here, but he's not even known how to
harness
how do you
power.
make it? How do I harness this thing to be big? But he has talent. So we go in doing shows. He's there. He's always there. But he's good. People like him. But in the performances, his sound is not. So he's just there. Then he realizes quickly. And there are guys who do that. Even South Soul will tell you the same story. They at some point when they did Kenya Live. It made them change because when they did a tour, they're like, Kumbu, I just know in Nairobi. So you have to change the sound. So they adjusted. So the same thing.
In fact, Sauti Sol say they adjusted with I'm a gentleman. Everything changed. RK. Do you love me, baby?
Do you love me, baby is the one. My gentleman was a collabo, but Do you love me, baby is the one that they went and said, okay, we've been taught by fire. Tell us what we need to do for Wananchi music. So that's crowd. I mean, that's market feedback. So when he clicked and he started taking to Lucas idea after idea, and they're all amazing, Lucas just tells me, bro, jamaa, wacha to focus na huyu tusema tu kweli. So funny enough, I was okay because I'm like, it's okay because I'm still working on mine. Let's lean on his here. Then you have your single here. It's going to be pushing, and then now you put this other one, Maisha, in your single. So we're easy. So that it started happening very fast, and we are just. Yani was so happy because we're like, this is working out exactly how we're saying. You get? We're getting work together. Our shows, we're giving an amazing package. We're giving a value for money for guys. So that's when now, of course, when Nakuru, that's when I was telling the speech when I was like, you're the one to close the show.
So normally
the package initially it would be him, because even on Ogopa shows, I would always be the one who's
the showstopper.
Not the showstopper. Sometimes not literally the showstopper. It would interchange between Red Sun, me, or Mr. Gooks, just depending on maybe the town. There's some towns they'll say here, and sometimes it would be Kina Ogopa would tell us. You're like, what's the lineup? Who's Fungai? This one you're always Fungai. Red Sun used to like Fungai, so I tried to Funga the show. So anyway, so what was I saying?
So now between you and Issa, normally it's
so it was used to be me who but when he started dropping hit after hit, bang, 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 because now he's preparing to launch the album.
Because of course now after you guys have released Boomba, he keeps releasing Kamata. Mos.
Yes. So he's just boom. So there that's when I had a talk with him. I talk when Nakuru Dimples. And we're upstairs and we're discussing the show and how to plan. And then I told him, bro, you just funga this show. He's not even the one he wouldn't tell me at you funga the show. Like, I think, you funga the show. So me, I'll start it to do this and then I'll do it and then I'll call you. He's like, for real, I can, I'm like, dude, like, So he's like, let me try.
What is the turnout now at?
I mean, it was packed. That time it was packed. And then, it's in the club, so it's ridiculously full. It's like, it's too much. Guys outside, but this guy had a good deal with us, the guy of Dimples, so he used to always get us easily and we used to enjoy going there. So it was as jam-packed, like, it was too much. So anyway, so we did the show, came out, everything was perfect. After party, upstairs we had like a floor, we're like a couple of guys, so we had been given like a floor. So we're just now partying, It was like just having a good time, enjoying it. Hey, the party was nice, Slept maybe like at 4, 5 or 6, 5 maybe. Woke up 10, 11. Then we need to start going back because they had to come for a show in Uru Park. It was like a concert, a big concert was happening there.
So now what day is it? Sunday now?
Yeah. So it was Sunday, like a festival. So like if we leave around 11, 12, we'll pick at 2. And we can do the show at about 3, 4. Because now we're being called for shows like this. So you're like this one, then you're going for that one, So that's now when, of course, the accident happened. And it had nothing to do with anything to do with alcohol because it was morning.
Yeah.
We're fine. It was not over speeding. We're at about 100 kilometers. The driver was driving 100. It was just an unfortunate situation where he just turned a bit to look at something. You know, it's like Elementaita. It was Issa even who said, wow, look at that lake. It'd be those kind of guys who just, you would see the beauty in things. Wow, it's so beautiful, you know. And then when I looked, then the driver also looked, everyone looked, we're like, wow, okay. Then when we looked back, the driver was weaving off. So he took an, so when he tried to now, and it was a height, it was a short, tall car, it was a short Land Cruiser, short. So that's when he overturned. Later on found out because he was thrown out, he passed away on location. Me, I thought, because when I came out from it, the rubble and all that, and I was like, where's Issa? Because out of everyone, he was the one who was closest. And when I left the house, you know, because I was like a big brother, so the mom was supposed to be concerned. Are you Nameless? Yes. So when we were going to Nakuru, she had asked, and I met. It's like, oh, you guys are going there. So there was that thing of you guys will take care.
Yeah, take care of
big
my
bro,
son.
take care.
Issa alikuwa ni mtu mzuri sana na mtu anamcha Mungu sana. Sana sana. Familia yetu imekuwa ikipenda Mungu, kwa hivyo kweli nimepotelewa. Na kitu kikubwa, lakini nimebaki na Habibu, maana sina mtoto mwingine wa kiume, sasa ni Habibu.
So of course when I was like, hey, where's Issa? Like, no, he's... So when I came out asking, because there are many guys, I don't know where they came from, it was in the middle of the road, then they just come, I hear there was a bus that stopped around the same time. So I was told, no, he's been taken to the hospital. So I was like, so get another car to take you guys who were taken. So me, the guy I was with, who was called Kevin.
How old? Did you have any injuries?
Me, I still have a dislocated shoulder. Okay. So you know me, what happened? This is the weird thing about that day. Me, I normally sit, because I'm tall, when I'm not driving, I normally sit in front. If I sat in front that day, I would not be alive. Because the guy who sat there did not survive. Then
His
Issa,
name was?
Kevin.
Kevin.
Yeah. Issa wanted to talk to me. He particularly said he wants to talk to me about something. So he asked me, so you sit behind, we talk. Now, if I sit behind, because I'm still taller than him, I would normally sit on the side, not the middle chair.
Yeah.
I don't know where we stopped somewhere, so he had to go to the toilet, then he came. So he like, just some guy sit on the end.
What?
Yeah. So I sat in the center.
You sat in the center?
Yeah, I never sit in the center. And then I was complaining when we were driving, saying, Kwanza me, I'm the one who has no safety belt, because the center did not have,
Yes.
it was just the side.
Who was on your other side?
Another guy called Santos.
Okay.
And then the driver, Shadi. So we had just taken a weekend off. We were friends. We were like, hey, you guys are going for this show, let's go together. So it was a fun night. So the funny thing is, when I was there, I remember saying, hey, if anything happens, I'm the only one who will be Nini. I'll kufa because I don't have, like in a joking way. Like, you guys set me up, banza. So what happened is when the car, I could tell the car is starting to roll. All my head was thinking is, I am not dying. Because in my head I'm like, nah, I'm the one who's going to die because I'm the one who is...
Bill a safety belt.
Yeah. Dude, I tell you, I penda my life. Yani shikad, you know those two head?
Yes, the seats.
The head of the front seats. I shikad them like this, not the chuma, the head itself. So tightly, yeah? Because I can tell it's now overturning.
Yeah.
And I'm shikaing it, and I'm just saying no, like I'm not kufine, because we rolled like maybe 7 times, eh?
Yeah.
So I said, rolling, I'm just saying no. Like, that's all I remember saying. I don't know if I was saying it loudly, what, but I was just like, no. Because in your head, when you're hitting, you're thinking, this how I'm going to die. I can't. You know, how? Everything is just so perfect, you're young, you know.
Yeah.
So in my head, I was thinking, something's going to hit me. No, because that's how people are.
Yeah.
Anyway, so when it stops, the dust settles, and then I check. Then now it's the time now you start feeling, hey, Santos was out for some time. Then he came on too. Like, okay, yeah, I'm fine. The driver was out, he came out quickly to check everything. Then Kevin is the one I was trying to talk to. Hey, Kevin, I was not that close to him, but he was not responding, he couldn't talk. So anyway, long and short, when we're taking, that's when now I found out when I went to this hospital and I was asking for Issa, I was being told he's in an hospital. Now later on when I found out he had actually died at the road because he was thrown out. I think when we stopped to fuel,
he didn't put back his belt.
He didn't put back. That's what I think. Anyway, so that's how it all happened. Like, you know, from meeting him to being just really good friends, we became very close. You know, we'd confide in each other, different things from relationships to music to just life, you know, and then we started working together and it's just working perfectly, you know, just rhyming. Just feel this guy, I liked him because he was just humble, easy, real, and talented. And then, bam! So it was just like a whole, like, what? You get, yeah. So even when I was being asked today, someone was asking me about how it changed. And I was like, I remember my wife telling me, because I didn't realize it, but my wife was telling me I changed after that time, but more guarded. You get, like relationships, because you realize they just end, eh? They can just end. So you just, but I never realized that happened. Someone was telling me, like, she told me like after a few years, like, hey, there's a way you are, like, you're there, but you're just, so I realized that could have been, you know, some psychological things you don't realize unless someone now tells you. You know, even in his family, there are things, you know, maybe sister or someone will say, you know, I've never really dealt with it because of how big he was in my life. Because in their family, he was really like backbone in terms of his leadership, what he was doing in the family, you know, stuff like that.
Issa was a wonderful person. He wanted me to follow in his steps. He always advised me. Even before he went, he was still telling me, like, if I'm to go today, I'm the one who'll take care of everything in the house. So his last wish was that I should go on with my studies and take his music somewhere.
So that's how it all happened, you know? And that's why I always feel, when I look at the industry, I'm like, it was robbed of someone who was definitely going to make a big impact in different levels of the game, apart from just being a talented artist. But he was very passionate and strong vision and very optimistic and very likable. So there's a way, you know, I mean, he was just 21, but you could already feel his, you know, even among the group. The team. He was a good team player, but very reasonable. And that's, I think, one of the reasons Ogopa, he became Ogopa's favorite son. Because of that. You're talented, but you're also reasonable and stuff, you know. So that all happened in less than 2 years, like 2 years. And from the time he came in, started building his career, to the time now that he passed away.
So now, after Issa's passing, do you feel like that mantle was passed on to you? Because as the public, to be honest, now I can say it to you, I feel like you had pressure. Because guys are like, Issa was, everybody loved Issa. From the hip hop side where he could hip hop, reading rap,
to the commercial side.
To he could, you were jumping to him in the club. So now suddenly, it's Nameless. Yes,
he's gone. Now where do we do? So I felt, initially I didn't feel pressure in that way. I didn't feel that, hey, no. I just felt I've lost a friend and things were really working out and he's a really nice, that's how I felt. But then I started feeling like guys would, when I meet people, they talk to me and they tell me, when I see you, I see Issa. That's the way we connect with Issa. Because you're his friend, you're with him, and you guys are working together. So that's what. That's when I started feeling, wow, pressure. Someone asked me about survivor's guilt. Did I feel survivor? Like, you know how when you survive and then you feel guilty to some level. As I told you, when mom used to look, when we go, you know, because like now her son is traveling a lot, she just be like, you know, take care of, you know, and I'll be like, so I felt bad that, you know, that time. So even when I went to meet her just on the day after, like the day when on the Monday, because I went to hospital to Nairobi and then I slept, then I went on Monday morning. And she was hugging me, she was so sad, like, oh, why didn't you take care of him? You know, in a sad way, not that she meant it. Yeah. But, you know, so of course I feel that responsibility. That's why we're close to the family, you know. Yeah, because she jokes about it, but like, you know, now you're my son, man. You know, you know, so that's one of the things I felt about that. I also do feel that pressure to some extent. And as I was telling someone, it also gave me more drive in my career to just keep going. And me, the blessing I say was the song Boomba, especially Boomba, because Boomba, it came from that place of, you know, there'll be hate and negativity, but we're going to forge on through it. So even me, when I sing that song, it feels like he's talking to me. Like it just happens. It's so weird because I hear, you know, Nameless, tuko fresh lakini, wow. It's just words that I just feel he's just reminding me. So it's a reaffirmation. So for me, I love performing it because it just makes me feel like we are together. You get?
Yeah.
Yeah, you just feel him, like I feel him there, like, you know. And then for me also another thing I know about him is that he loved people loving his music. He loved it so much, yeah? More than, you know, he'd be more excited to meet the fan than the fan. I keep saying that because it's for real. Like you'd meet someone and he comes and says, wow, did you see how she was excited to meet me? You know? He's just a genuine happy guy, you know. Yeah. He's like, man, but he does show it obviously to her. Yeah. He'd be like, hey, hi, yeah. No, but I keep
the boys.
We are stars. Like, what? You know, so of course he's happy when he hears people still loving it. Because I was trying to tell someone, the way I see Issa and what I always imagine what I would want him to do if I was the one who passed away, if I was the one who sat there. Because honestly, I would have sat where he was sitting. And he would have sat in the middle. Because he was the small, you know, the small, normally the small person. You get how it's so weird. It doesn't
even make sense.
Yeah, it's weird. And he would not even have discussed it. Kahapo. I don't know, it's like I just moved. He said, sit here. And he wanted to talk. So he wanted to talk more about, you know, just how everything was and, you know, stuff like that. And I think a few things we wanted to talk just one-on-one. So he told me, just sit behind, don't sit in front. And then we were
and again, he had closed the show for the first time.
Yeah, so because he's one who told me, just let's sit behind the vibe. So I'm like, okay, we'll sit behind the vibe. So I always try to, every time when I think about him, I always try to imagine what would I have wanted him to do for me if that had happened to me where I've just started. And then so in terms of just keeping his name alive, you know, keeping close contact with his family, you know, stuff like that. And then also for him, I know how instrumental he was in the family. So I feel more pressure in terms of the family, just to check, you know, how they're doing and stuff like that. And then also to just keep his name alive and the vibe alive and stuff like that. And see what else we can do. So there are a few things that, you know, looked at in terms of some campaign, like we started a campaign called Mos, road safety. Yeah, and we're just trying to now stabilize it and all that. Because those are some of the things we're looking and saying, okay, how do we keep his legacy? And apart from the music, what else? You know, yeah, so...
How do we impact society on the ground level with what he did?
But coming from, from him and his principles of life and what. So if you listen to Mos, his song, Mos, Pole Pole, yeah. So it's just like, you know, and the problem is he passed away because of an accident. So like it would be good to really make guys be more safe through the song Mos.
Yeah. I remember hearing on Kiss, Maisha, after he passed.
After?
Yeah.
Because it was released after.
It was released after.
Imagine.
And Yani, that thing just, first of all, you love the song. Ninawapa wapa mziki lakini vile nawapa hamunisi. Yeah. You know, everyone was like, man, this guy.
Imagine.
First of all, you love the song because it's so hot, and then you miss it.
Then
you miss the guy. You're like, Then you realize what we lost.
Yeah,
you get.
Like it was like what, and I was just like, man, like you really wished you had made to do a lot more music because he had just started. So even when we're going to look and see, is there more content? You see, like now me, because over years we've recorded so much, you know, but now he had just started. Yeah, that's why we literally had like just Maisha. There's a song that we thought Ogopa had said, like, you know, there's one song he tried, but couldn't find it. Because that time, you know, you're not thinking at tea.
Yes.
We need to save this because.
Also, there's no other song.
Yeah, so there's one we thought, but it's never resurfaced. So
I
actually think it just got lost.
Yeah.
You know, there's a song, you know, like how you say this one is a reject.
Yeah.
It's not in going to the album. Maybe alikuwa delete.
You deleted the files, but
even footage. There was footage we really looked for because we had done the video for Boomba.
I had the Kevin.
Yes.
Who passed on in the front in the.
Yeah. They were all part of. Not really Kevin. Actually, it's the driver. Shadi, they were in there, and that's how we became close because he was like, you know, music, the vibe. So now they were following up on us and stuff. So they had approached us like, we've started a production company. Can we shoot Boomba video? So we're like, okay, let's start. Those days were so new, music videos. We've not even done any. So we're just like, so even me had already done a video.
For Siusare.
Yeah. Me had not yet. I was still like, nah. So Boomba was going to be my first one, right? With him. So we done like, they had done one day, we're supposed to do another day to finalize. Those days, man, the guys didn't know how to shoot nicely.
Yeah.
So you shot, you realize the lighting was bad. So I did another day.
It's bad,
you guys. Orange food. Big up Orange food for trying, man. Taking a step.
At that time, you were loving
what? It was like, wow.
In fact, to move on.
Yeah.
First of all, Yani, that thank you for sharing that story.
Yeah.
I feel like you sort of kept his legacy alive through giving us a different perspective of the story from yours. You know, nobody ever understands that even you were in the accident.
I
mean, you know, in terms of your life was also on the line.
Yeah.